Hello everyone, welcome to Postcard Buddhism. Today we will explore a profound topic, emptiness, the Buddha's solution to humanity's greatest problem. Let's dive into the depths of Buddhist philosophy and uncover the true meaning and significance of emptiness in our lives. Emptiness, the Buddha's solution to humanity's greatest problem. Emptiness is one of the most important doctrines in Buddhism, and also one of the most misunderstood by non-Buddhists. Critics of Buddhism often fail to understand or misinterpret the meanings of the terms form and emptiness in Buddhism. They confuse or exploit the homophonic nature of these terms in Vietnamese and Sino-Vietnamese, equating two completely different concepts to distort Buddhist teachings. These two concepts are the negation term, non-existence, opposed to existence, and the concept of emptiness as the lack of intrinsic essence in all phenomena. Additionally, some authors use sophistry to equate two different but closely related concepts, existence and form. Existence is an affirmative auxiliary verb opposed to non-existence, a negation adverb. Form is a Buddhist term referring to matter, the physical body, or the four elements of earth, water, wind, and fire. These two concepts have entirely different meanings, yet many critics with bias against Buddhism deliberately misinterpret them to slander Buddhism. Below are some preliminary explanations of the term emptiness in Buddhism. 1. Emptiness and meditation. In the Nikaya and Agama scriptures, the term emptiness is often described in connection with the practice of meditation. For example, emptiness, meaning empty, solitary, tranquil, deserted, is linked with the method of practicing mindfulness through breathing in and out. Monks go to the forest, to the root of a tree, or to an empty place, sit cross-legged, keep your body upright, set mindfulness before you, and breathe in and out mindfully. Additionally, empty place means a place without inhabitants, a deserted place, a solitary place, generally referring to hills, caves, forests, or open spaces. Thus, the imperative "go to an empty place" has implicitly become an idiom describing the practice of mindful breathing, or generally Buddhist meditation. This meditative state is often called dwelling in emptiness. The Buddha often praised, "Any noble disciple who lives in an empty place or emptiness is truly supreme." This is the emptiness of self. A noble disciple who dwells in an empty place becomes immovable, so that even a hair does not move. Such a method of meditative contemplation on emptiness is called emptiness samadhi, which is meditation on the non-substantiality of the self and phenomena. The Buddha also affirmed that dwelling in emptiness is the dwelling of the great ones in their practice. 2. Emptiness means non-self. Since emptiness is the lack of intrinsic essence of the self and phenomena, it is also understood as non-self. This important point is taught by the Buddha in the Sutta Nipata through the following excerpt. Mogaraja, always be mindful and aware to abandon the notion of self and see the world as empty, without intrinsic essence. This indicates a very close relationship between abandoning the notion of self and realizing the world as devoid of intrinsic essence. In other words, seeing the emptiness of the world is based on seeing non-self. When asked by Ananda, what is meant by the world devoid of intrinsic essence, the Buddha replied, "Ananda, the world is called devoid of intrinsic essence because it lacks self and what belongs to self. Ananda, the I is not self, nor what belongs to self. Form is not self, nor what belongs to self. I consciousness is not self, nor what belongs to self. Eye contact is not self, nor what belongs to self. Similarly, the ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind are not self, nor what belongs to self. The sensations of pain, pleasure, or neutrality arising from mind contact are not self, nor what belongs to self." It should also be noted that in Buddhist philosophy, the concept of the world refers to the six senses, their six corresponding objects, the six consciousnesses, the six contacts, and the six feelings arising from the contact of the six senses with their objects. Therefore, the world devoid of intrinsic essence, non-self, and lacking what belongs to self, means that the six senses, their objects, the six consciousnesses, the six contacts, and the six feelings arising from their contact with objects are all non-self, devoid of self, and what belongs to self. In other words, the emptiness of the world or phenomena is also the non-self, the lack of intrinsic essence of self or what belongs to self. 3. Emptiness means dependent origination, impermanence, and non-self. A crucial point that critics of Buddhism often miss is that emptiness is also dependent origination, and conversely, whatever is dependently originated is non-substantial. According to Buddhism, the dependent origination of all phenomena is their characteristic. Since dependent origination is also emptiness, emptiness is the characteristic of phenomena. In other words, the characteristic of phenomena is non-substantiality, or dependent origination, or non-self. Therefore, the Buddha stated that the teachings of the Tathagata, profound, deep, and superb, are all related to emptiness. In another scripture, the relationship between emptiness and dependent origination is seen as the hallmark of the Buddhist teachings, distinct from Brahman teachings and non-Buddhist philosophies. I teach the monks this Dhamma, holy, superb, related to emptiness, and consistent with the law of dependent origination. According to the Buddhist teachings, whatever is dependently originated is impermanent and non-self. This understanding is expressed through the spatial and temporal relationships of phenomena. Spatially, all phenomena are non-substantial or non-self, while temporally, all dependently originated phenomena are impermanent. The dual aspects of impermanence and non-self of phenomena lead to unsatisfactoriness. This philosophy is considered a unique characteristic of the Buddhist teachings compared to other religious doctrines. In summary, whatever is dependently originated is emptiness, and whatever is dependently originated is impermanent and non-self. Therefore, whatever is emptiness is impermanent and non-self, and conversely, whatever is impermanent and non-self is dependent origination and emptiness. Hence, the Ekottara Gama defines, emptiness is, this is not myself, this is not mine, and this is not what I am. 4. Emptiness and the middle way. According to the Buddha, the method of meditative contemplation on the emptiness and dependent origination of phenomena is one of the ways to eliminate attachment and craving, leading to the tranquilization of formations effectively. The tranquilization of formations, cessation of craving, leading to dispassion and cessation of suffering is the path to nirvana. This process of understanding occurs in 2 stages. First, realizing the characteristics of phenomena, and then realizing nirvana. Realizing the characteristics of phenomena means realizing that phenomena are dependently originated or empty. Buddhist scriptures refer to those who attain wisdom about the dependent origination and emptiness of phenomena as those liberated by wisdom, or those who enter the middle way. In other words, seeing dependent origination and emptiness is seeing the middle way. The Buddha called dependent origination the middle way because it avoids the 2 extremes of the views of existence and non-existence. To believe that all phenomena exist is one extreme leading to eternalism. To believe that all phenomena do not exist is the opposite extreme leading to annihilationism. Avoiding these 2 extremes, the Buddha taught the middle way, or dependent origination. When this exists, that comes to be. With the arising of this, that arises. That is, from ignorance as a condition, formations come to be. From formations as a condition, consciousness comes to be. From consciousness as a condition, name and form comes to be. This is the entire mass of suffering. Similarly, when this does not exist, that does not come to be. With the cessation of this, that ceases. That is, with the cessation of ignorance, formations cease. With the cessation of formations, consciousness ceases. This is the cessation of the entire mass of suffering. 5. The method of contemplation on emptiness, provisionality, and the middle way. Since emptiness is dependent origination, non-self, non-substantiality, a provisional concept, and the middle way to avoid extremes, the method of contemplation in the Madhyamaka school and its associated traditions is called emptiness, provisionality, and the middle. The concept of provisional in provisional name here does not mean false as opposed to true, but rather the non-substantial provisional nature of phenomena. Nagarjuna stated in his Madhyamika Karika about this tripartite relationship. Whatever is dependently originated, I call it empty. It is also provisionally named, and it is also the middle way. Never have any phenomena arisen that are not dependently originated. Therefore, all phenomena are empty. Contemplation on the emptiness of human beings and phenomena is also contemplation on their non-substantial provisional nature, provisional name, or the path of dependent origination, the middle way. 6. The meaning of form in form is emptiness. The term emptiness, as mentioned, does not mean non-existence opposed to existence, but refers to the non-substantiality, dependent origination, impermanence, and non-self of phenomena in the world. The term form in the statements, form is emptiness, emptiness is form in the Heart Sutra does not mean existence, as many critics of Buddhism misunderstand and distort. Form is a Buddhist term referring to the general physical or material aggregates. Form or rupa can be roughly translated as form or matter or the human body in the context of the 5 aggregates. Form consists of 4 basic elements: earth, water, fire, and wind. These 4 elements provide the atoms that form the properties or functions of the human body, such as solidity, liquidity, heat, and air or movement. From these 4 physical elements arise the 5 sensory organs: eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body, and their corresponding objects: form, sound, smell, taste, and touch. According to the Buddha, the material aggregate in the 5 human aggregates is formed from physical elements, created by the father's sperm and mother's egg, nourished by food, and is in a state of constant change. When analyzing form or rupa, the Buddha did not acknowledge an independent essence, but instead affirmed that this material aggregate only plays a functional role and depends on the interdependent relationship and cause and effect with the mental activities of feeling, ideation, formation, and consciousness. Therefore, form is dependent, originated, and non-substantial. Form is emptiness. In simpler terms, all material forms are dependently originated, non-self, and non-substantial. This truth also holds in the reverse process. Emptiness is form, meaning that dependently originated, non-substantial phenomena are also material forms. Speaking of material form is to speak of their non-self, impermanence, and dependent origination, emptiness. Thus, form is not different from emptiness. Similarly, conversely, referring to the non-self, impermanence, and dependent origination of phenomena is also referring to the non-substantial nature of material form. Thus, emptiness is not different from form. In summary, in Buddhism, the concept of form cannot be equated with existence, and emptiness cannot be equated with non-existence. These 2 pairs of terms have entirely different meanings. Therefore, interpretations that mislead and distort Buddhism by other religions regarding the meaning of the term emptiness as absolute nothingness or non-existence are not only incorrect but also lack a basis for existence. Emptiness in Buddhism. The Buddha nature of sentient beings is neither destroyed nor corrupted, neither bound nor hindered. Just as there is empty space within sentient beings, because all sentient beings possess this unobstructed emptiness, they do not perceive that they have this emptiness. Suppose sentient beings did not possess emptiness, then there would be no coming, going, standing, sitting, or lying down, no living or growing. For this reason, the sutras state that all sentient beings possess the realm of emptiness, and this realm of emptiness is called emptiness. The Buddha nature of sentient beings is similar. The bodhisattvas of the 10 abodes see a small part of it, like a diamond jewel. To discuss emptiness in Buddhism is to address an issue that many people still question, especially those outside of Buddhism who cannot understand this profound doctrine and thus make superficial or careless remarks to undervalue or slander Buddhism. Exploring emptiness is not simple because what does emptiness mean? Does it mean nothingness, emptiness, or void? Many people believe that Buddhism is a religion that leads to nihilism, similar to the concept of nothingness in Taoism. Some take the phrases, the 5 aggregates are all empty, and form is not different from emptiness. Emptiness is not different from form. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form, from the Heart Sutra to develop an incorrect view of Buddhism. Additionally, the Heart Sutra states, "This is the form of emptiness, neither arising nor ceasing, neither defiled nor pure, neither increasing nor decreasing," which adds confusion about the term emptiness for those studying it. Why is there emptiness in Buddhism? We need to remember that the Buddha was a teacher, a guide, not a religious founder. That is, the Buddha did not invent or create a method to the path of liberation, but proclaimed and spread the inherent path that must go through such steps, processes, and stages to reach the ultimate goal. Before the Buddha Shakyamuni, countless beings had attained Buddhahood. After the Buddha, many more will become Buddhas, and even during the Buddha's time, many people attained Buddhahood. Hence, there are Buddhas of the 3 times, past, present, and future. all follow the same path to enlightenment. The Buddha Shakyamuni transmitted this path in the southern continent, Jambudvipa, or our earthly world, according to his vow. The Surangama Sutra states, "From the one true mind, due to delusory thoughts and discrimination, there arise dualities, such as subject and object, which lead to the manifestation of emptiness and the world. Because there is emptiness and the world, there are sentient beings. With the presence of the world and sentient beings interacting with each other, countless delusory discriminations arise, good, bad, right, wrong. Hence, all kinds of defilements and afflictions come into being. What has form and undergoes birth and death is the world. What is formless and tranquil is emptiness. What is different from emptiness in the world are sentient beings. Thus, from the true mind, due to delusion and agitation, emptiness arises. Emptiness becomes obscured due to ignorance. And because of discriminatory thoughts, emptiness in the world arise. Those things that do not belong to the world and emptiness are sentient beings." Also in the Surangama Sutra, the Buddha pointed out the specific causes and sequential arising of the universe. In that same emptiness, upon attaining enlightenment, the Buddha revealed that the Buddha's body is immense. "My body encompasses the 10 directions of infinite space, and when it is small, it can sit within a grain of dust and turn the great Dharma wheel without any hindrance." The Buddha further speaks of this emptiness in the Great Nirvana Sutra as follows. "Good man, just now you asked why the Tathagata lies down without sitting up, does not demand food or drink, and does not instruct relatives to take care of his possessions. Good man, the nature of emptiness also does not sit up, does not demand food or drink, does not instruct relatives to take care of possessions, does not go or come, does not arise or cease, is neither old nor young, neither rises nor sets, is neither destroyed nor liberated, neither bound nor freed, neither speaks of self nor of others, neither understands self nor others, is neither food nor illness. Good man, all dharmas are originally without self-nature, so I say in verse, before there was nothing, now there is something. Before there was something, now there is nothing. The dharma of the 3 times does not have this reason. Good man, all dharmas arise due to causes and conditions, and also cease due to causes and conditions. If sentient beings possess Buddha nature, then all sentient beings should have a Buddha body like mine today. The Buddha nature of sentient beings is neither destroyed nor corrupted, neither bound nor hindered. Just as there is empty space within sentient beings, because all sentient beings possess this unobstructed emptiness, they do not perceive that they have this emptiness. Suppose sentient beings did not possess emptiness, then there would be no coming, going, standing, sitting, or lying down, no living or growing. For this reason, the sutras state that all sentient beings possess the realm of emptiness, and this realm of emptiness is called emptiness. The Buddha nature of sentient beings is similar. The bodhisattvas of the 10 abodes see a small part of it, like a diamond jewel. From the excerpts above, we can contemplate many issues to explain emptiness in Buddhism. First, emptiness arises from the true mind due to delusion and agitation. Emptiness becomes obscured due to ignorance and due to discriminatory thoughts. Emptiness in the world arise. Everything arises from causes and conditions coming together at the right time to form something else, dependent origination. The occurrence of one event leads to another continuously, interdependent origination. However, all events when dependently arisen will eventually be destroyed, leading to the formation of something else according to the principles of arising, abiding, changing, and ceasing, forming, existing, decaying, and void, and for humans and sentient beings, birth, aging, sickness, and death. With concrete form, rupa, it is also impermanent, always changing over time or instantaneously, impermanence, and upon death or destruction, it returns to emptiness. What it borrowed from the elements is returned to the elements, and in that state of emptiness, it awaits other conditions to combine into something else. In that something else, it will be destroyed to return to the state of emptiness. Therefore, in Buddhism, there is mention of not, existence, not existence, true emptiness and wondrous existence. Hence, having or not having are just 2 forms of the same essence manifesting alternately. Therefore, Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara deeply contemplated and clearly saw the 5 aggregates as empty. Whether form exists or not makes no difference. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form, thus seeing no suffering. Similarly, feeling, perception, formation, consciousness follow the same as form. Regarding dharmas, dharmas are inherently formless, neither arising nor ceasing, neither defiled nor pure, neither increasing nor decreasing, unchanging over time. In the article, A Brief Explanation of the Meaning of Emptiness in Buddhism, Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh explained the meaning of emptiness on 6 dimensions. 1. Emptiness in meditation, going to an empty place to meditate, and dwelling in emptiness or the nature of emptiness. 2. Emptiness means non-self, because emptiness is the non-substantiality of self in phenomena. 3. Emptiness means dependent origination, impermanence, and non-self. The characteristic of phenomena is non-substantiality or dependent origination or non-self. 4. Emptiness in the middle way. Meditative contemplation on the nature of emptiness and dependent origination of phenomena is one of the methods to eliminate attachment and craving, leading to the tranquilization of formations effectively. 5. The method of contemplation on emptiness, provisionality, and the middle. All phenomena arise due to conditions. Therefore, they are called emptiness, non-substantiality, or also called provisional names or the middle way. 6. The meaning of form. In form is emptiness. Form is merely a dependent material aggregate, depending on other mental activities, feeling, perception, formation, consciousness. So it has no substantial essence. Emptiness. Form is emptiness. However, as we have quoted the 2 passages from the Great Nirvana Sutra above, they also reveal another issue. Let us record it again. Good man, the nature of emptiness does not sit up, does not demand food or drink, does not instruct relatives to take care of possessions, does not go or come, does not arise or cease, is neither old nor young, neither rises nor sets, is neither destroyed nor liberated, neither bound nor freed, neither speaks of self nor of others, neither understands self nor others, is neither food nor illness. And the Buddha nature of sentient beings is neither destroyed nor corrupted, neither bound nor hindered. Just as there is empty space within sentient beings, because all sentient beings possess this unobstructed emptiness, they do not perceive that they have this emptiness. Suppose sentient beings did not possess emptiness, then there would be no coming, going, standing, sitting, or lying down, no living or growing. For this reason, the sutras state that all sentient beings possess the realm of emptiness, and this realm of emptiness is called emptiness. The Buddha nature of sentient beings is similar. The bodhisattvas of the 10 abodes see a small part of it, like a diamond jewel. Thus, the Buddha confirms that each sentient being possesses the realm of emptiness, which is also a component of the structure of sentient beings, enabling them to grow, move, stand, sit, lie down, and function. But the nature of emptiness is neither going nor coming, neither eating nor drinking, neither arising nor ceasing, aging nor deteriorating. It does not differentiate self and others. So what role does the realm of emptiness within each sentient being play? Let us pay attention to 2 passages from the Surandama Sutra. But I, the Buddha, am contrary to delusory dust, in accord with the true mind, always abiding, neither arising nor ceasing, pervading the entire Dharma realm. Therefore, I am free and unobstructed, in one, appearing as many, in many, appearing as one, appearing large within the small and small within the large, without leaving the Dharma throne, yet appearing throughout the 10 directions. My body encompasses the 10 directions of infinite space. On the tip of a single hair, I manifest all lands. Sitting within a grain of dust, I turn the great Dharma wheel. Because I have extinguished delusory dust and returned to the pure, clear original mind, I can achieve this. When the mind is completely purified, the bright wisdom light emerges. At that time, your true mind, both tranquil and illuminating, pervades the 10 directions of empty space and the world. Then, seeing the current worldly phenomena will be like witnessing events in a dream. Once you achieve this, the enchantress Mara of your dreams cannot bind you. From the above passages, we see the Buddha mentioning characteristics of an enlightened one in harmony with emptiness as follows. Always abiding, neither arising nor ceasing, pervading the entire Dharma realm, free and unobstructed, without leaving the Dharma throne, yet appearing throughout the 10 directions. My body encompasses the 10 directions of infinite space, returning to the pure, clear original mind, true mind both tranquil and illuminating. These points help us understand that an aspirant achieving supreme enlightenment will rely on the nature of emptiness to neither arise nor cease, to extend infinitely with endless emptiness, and rely on emptiness to contract as small as a dust particle placed on the tip of a hair while performing the great task, turning the great Dharma wheel without any obstruction. In the era of computers and television today, we can understand the supernatural powers often mentioned in the sutras. The Buddha can condense the entire world and himself as small as a dust particle to turn the great Dharma wheel, with everything within it appearing unchanged, like a screen displaying scenes from an individual's growth to homes, the locality, the earth, the solar system, galaxies, and gradually the entire universe. Then, they are condensed into a bubble that shrinks and shrinks into a point on the screen, and finally disappears or becomes as small as a dust particle. This image is like the entire universe being condensed within a dust particle that can be placed on the tip of a hair, while everything within it remains unchanged. And why, when enlightened, does the Buddha's body encompass the 10 directions of infinite space? We can understand this more easily with the example of the alaya consciousness. When the alaya consciousness belongs to an ordinary sentient being, it is like a bag containing seeds, karmic seeds. But when there are no more bad seeds causing one to reincarnate to repay karma, that is when the aspirant achieves enlightenment. The alaya consciousness bag will naturally break, and the aspirant's mind, now the true mind, because the deluded mind has been extinguished, will rely on emptiness to expand infinitely in endless space to become the Buddha's body. That body, when wanting to be large, fills all space. When wanting to be small, contracts as small as a dust particle. This expansion and contraction are unimpeded, unobstructed body. And this expansion or contraction happens in a single thought. So the statement, in a single thought, Buddhas can travel through the 3,000 great thousand worlds is understood this way. If so, does that mean that in endless space there are many Buddhas hidden within each other? Exactly, which is why the Buddha taught, in one appearing as many, in many appearing as one, appearing large within the small and small within the large, without leaving the Dharma throne, yet appearing throughout the 10 directions. The Buddha also described this comprehensive state as follows. Just like hundreds of thousands of lamps, all lit in one room, the light of each lamp illuminates the entire room, but they do not mix or interfere with each other. All Buddhas reside in the space Dharma realm and are also called nirvana, as Venerable Ananda said to the Buddha. Ananda, revered world-honored one, enlightenment, nirvana, true suchness, Dharma nature, immaculate wisdom, empty thusness store, and great perfect mirror wisdom, though having different names, are all the same pure and eternal Buddha fruit. This statement indicates where nirvana is and what nirvana is. Nirvana is a state of purity, pervading the 10 directions of empty space and the world, the dwelling place that an aspirant reaches upon enlightenment, as recorded in the Surangama Sutra. Fulunar, when facing worldly phenomena, world, sentient beings, karmic results, just do not give rise to delusory thoughts and discriminations. Then greed, anger, and ignorance, 3 conditions, will not arise. When the 3 conditions do not arise, the 3 causes of killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct do not come into being. At that time, the deluded man in delusion in your mind will disappear, and its disappearance is enlightenment, clarity. At that time your true mind, both tranquil and illuminating, will manifest throughout the Dharma realm without the need for hard and difficult cultivation or seeking from anyone. And the Buddha speaks of the true mind. It is wondrously serene, luminous, pervading the entire Dharma realm. The wondrous true mind, serene yet always illuminating, inherently luminous and wondrously illuminating. In the Tathagata Aham Sutra, the Buddha clearly indicated how to find nirvana. The Tathagata declares that the world, the origin of the world, the cessation of the world, and the path leading to the cessation of the world are all contained within this fathom-long body, along with its perception and thoughts. Nirvana, for the practitioner, has 2 forms. There are 2 forms of experiencing nirvana. Experiencing nirvana while still bearing the 5 aggregates, and experiencing nirvana when no longer bearing the 5 aggregates. Monks, what is experiencing nirvana while still bearing the 5 aggregates? Here, an arahant monk has eliminated all defilements, lived the holy life, accomplished what should be done, laid down the burden, attained the goal, eliminated all bonds of existence. A monk who has right understanding and has been liberated. His senses remain, and since he has not entirely abandoned the senses, he still experiences good and bad results. The cessation of his greed, hatred, and ignorance is called experiencing nirvana while still bearing the five aggregates. Monks, what is experiencing nirvana when no longer bearing the five aggregates? Here, an arahant monk has been liberated. In this very life, he is no longer attached to physical sensations. He is cooled. This is experiencing nirvana when no longer bearing the five aggregates. Experiencing nirvana while still bearing the five aggregates is nirvana with remainder, and nirvana without remainder is nirvana when no longer bearing the five aggregates. Thus, emptiness in Buddhism is not a hypothetical or vague concept. These emptinesses point to the empty, non-substantial, and provisional aspects of things. But emptiness is the place of abiding and all-encompassing for all elements, and it is also the place where the mind of each sentient being, upon achieving enlightenment, merges into the true mind within true suchness, dharma nature, nirvana, or more accurately called empty thusness store. Therefore, emptiness in Buddhism does not mean non-existence, nor does it imply a vague or obscure meaning like nothingness in Taoism. The emptiness in Buddhism is very concrete and the highest aspiration that practitioners seek to find.